Okay, everybody, welcome to the Zoom. My name is Stephanie, and I think everybody on here should be brand new promoters, or you've been here for a little while and you want to get a refresher of how to share this, how to have a simple conversation, just some things. So we're going to go over a simple method called ACE. We are going to talk a little bit about social media. We're going to give you a little bit of an understanding about things called a keto life party, and really just helping you understand that you are not to be the expert. Like, you're not meant to be the expert. When you signed up to be a promoter, when you raised your hand and I was like, and you're like, man, I want to do this. What we want you to understand is the simplicity of sharing this business. Like, we have the doctor videos. We have our Facebook page. There's so many tools that we have. So we love to say this: don't be the tool. Use the tools, and we've got a very simple method to help you with that. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, just jot down some notes. And if you have questions, if you're new to Zoom, there's a little spot that says chat. Like, you can put questions over there, or we can do a Q&A at the very end as well. So just write down your questions and we'll come back to it. So I'm going to kick it off, and we're going to go over just a very simple method called ACE. And so ACE. A stands for attract. My children, so want to know what's super, super fun is I want everybody to understand something. We say this all the time. Don't mess up good for perfect, and don't feel like you've got to look a certain way before you do a Facebook Live. And this is a rant for just a second. Don't feel like you have to shower to take a picture. Like, there's no shower here today. There's no time to shower because people need ketones. What I want you to understand is if you were to ever press play and do a Facebook Live and you've got kids screaming in the background, guess what? That's real life. That is the fun part about building this business, because my children are all over the place being super disrespectful while I'm trying to do a Zoom. And I want you to know that it's okay. The more relatable, the more real you are, the more that people can go, oh, I relate to her. Her house is a mess, or she's a mess, or her kids are loud. Like, that's okay. So take a breather. You'll be fine. My kids are leaving out to go outside. So ACE, A-C-E. We attract, we connect, and then we enroll. And so there's lots of ways to attract. I'm going to have Mandy talk about social media, and then we'll just talk about attracting people to your home, or how to do a keto life party. Once you learn to attract people, however you want to do it, the C stands for connect. And so in the very beginning, I'll use Poppy for an example, because she's right. I can see her right there. When I have a brand new promoter that joins, right? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, Poppy. Do you feel comfortable talking about the product? Like, oh, awesome, by yourself, right? Well, let's say she did a thumbs down, okay? Let's say she's like, no, I'm brand new and I don't know what I'm doing. That's where the C comes in, the connection piece. So when Poppy sends me a message and she's like, hey, I've got a question about diabetes, or hey, I've got a question if moms that are nursing can drink the ketones. Hey, how do I drink it? What is this keto cream? I don't care what the question is. Hey, I've got a girl that's asking me X, Y, and Z. I'm going to tell Poppy, especially for the very beginning, as she watches and learns where things are at. I'm like, Poppy, connect me with that person. Like, put me in a messenger thread with that person, Instagram, text message, Facebook Messenger. I don't care. But I want you to watch me talk to them, right? Like, I want you to listen to me. I want you to help me just see how easy it is. And I'm not even going to be the doctor. I'm just going to validate what you're doing. You might introduce me to your friend, and I'm going to go, watch this video. Here's a video about diabetes. So when we attract people, however you're going to attract them, which we'll talk in a minute, the connection piece is so important for a couple reasons. It validates what you're doing. Poppy has friends that are watching her, and they know her, and they know everything that she's done, and they know her life, right? And when she starts adding in ketones, whether it's on social media, or she talks to a girlfriend at the gym, or runs into somebody at the grocery store, and she's like, oh my goodness, I'm drinking these ketones. I've never felt better. They might go, well, Poppy's only been drinking these for a week. What does she know about ketones? Or, I mean, she's not a doctor. What does she know about this keto space? But if Poppy introduces me, she goes, oh, girl, I've been drinking these for a week. I feel amazing. Hey, when I get home, I'm going to send you some info and we'll chat later. And so we're going to talk about all the other connection pieces besides just a person. But then she goes, hey, Sarah, you know, we were chatting at the grocery store and I have this girl named Stephanie. She's on here. She's been drinking this product for 4 years. She's a mom, and you can talk about how we're related. Hey, Sarah, while you're waiting for these ketones, or why don't you ask all of your questions here, and Stephanie's going to help answer them so we can all work together. Does that make sense to everybody? Shake your head, yes or no. Like, the connection piece is to solely validate you. They look at me, and all they heard was, oh, she's been drinking them for 4 years. She knows what she's talking about. Or, oh, she's got kids like me. She homeschools like I do. Oh, she doesn't take a nap. I want that. So what I want you to know is it's not to take over your conversations. It's not to go, I'm better than you. It's your friends don't know me. And however you want to validate me, I'm going to validate you and help give them the tools. And as you watch me talk and as you watch where I find all of the tools to send them, you will learn that. So for example, when we talk about ACE, the attracting, the connecting, it could be a person. And then as you learn, you might connect somebody to our Pruvit Facebook page. If you don't like it, please go and like it. It's just in Facebook, just Pruvit. It's our corporate Facebook page, and we're always sharing stuff on there. And raise your hand if one of the first things you do is either go stalk a company or a person on Facebook to get to know them. Like, we all do it, social media. I'm sure that's how Poppy and I met. I'm assuming she stalked me and I stalked her. When she was like, how do I become a promoter? I'm like, let's see what you do. That's what we do, right? Like, I want to know you. You want to know me. I want to know who Pruvit is. People hear this Pruvit thing. They might see it on your car and they're going to go, let's go see what Facebook says about Pruvit. So it's always great to even just go in and comment on the most recent post because it validates our company. Instagram is the same way, right? That's a tool. Something that I want everybody to have downloaded is go to your app store in your phone and type in Pruvit TV. It's a free app that we have, and that is a place that you can send anybody. So this is something really easy that if you have a friend or a coworker or somebody going, well, what is this packet you're drinking? You know what? You can connect them, but you also can say, hey, you should go to your app store and just download Pruvit TV. There's some really great information from education to stories to our community. And so that's a tool. Another tool that we have is our hacked magazines. This is awesome. Like if you own a salon or if you've got chiropractic, like if you're friends with chiropractors, we put these in their offices. And so this is a great tool. Right? We've got our, Mandy, I'm going to throw you on the loop. What are some tools that we have that I'm not thinking of that people could connect somebody with? I'm totally throwing you out there. Sorry.
It's okay. I actually think that the ones you've said are the ones that people use the most.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hi, everyone. My name is Mandy Mitchell, and I am in Portland, Oregon. I've been drinking ketones for almost 3 years and sharing them for almost as long. And I'm so excited for everybody who's brand new, either on this call or who's going to be watching the recording in a little bit. So when Stephanie talks about using these different tools, I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Even after 3 years, it's still what I do. It's still whatever I use. So the Hacked magazine is something you can purchase in your cloud office when you log in, and they're super helpful. I leave them in my gym. I share them with people who really ask me a lot of questions about the science and technology because there's a lot of stuff inside of there. The Facebook page, our Pruvit Facebook page, which I think Stephanie just typed into the chat, is also, and you said that already, but it's also really powerful. And let me tell you why. It's something that you can see is a real living, breathing example of our community and all of the people that are involved in it and how excited everybody is about our product and our specialists. And we have live videos every single week on Wednesdays. So there was just one today that Dr. Heather did. She's one of our amazing specialists. And you can use all of the information there to help educate the people that are asking you questions. So I know this sounds like a lot of stuff to take in right now, and you might be like, okay, I know this Zoom is supposed to be helpful, but this is all a foreign language to me, and I have no idea what you people are talking about. But I promise you, if you can just spend some time scrolling through our Pruvit Facebook page, scrolling through our Pruvit Instagram account, scrolling through our Pruvit TV app, taking a peek at our personal company Keto 101 YouTube channel. Eventually, all those videos end up onto our Pruvit TV, as far as I can tell. Most or all of them. But there's really great resources. I mean, Pruvit TV, that app is just going to be massively huge for you. And then once you're a promoter, if you're already a promoter, hopefully that's why you're on. Although I know there's a couple people who are listening in who are just curious and wanting to see what kind of support we have. You can also use all of the information inside of our Pruvit Promoter page on Facebook. So we have a team page that's a company run. And what's really cool is you're going to get lots of information from people who are doing this and doing it well inside of our company that share videos with you. We have trainings there every Saturday. We have phone calls. We have something called a ketone clarity call every Tuesday night that you can plug people into. So to give you an example, all of those things, with the exception of Pruvit TV and our Keto 101 YouTube channel, are why I'm a part of our company. So they're really powerful tools. I've stalked our Facebook page for a long while before I decided to ask anybody about ketones. And I listened in to the Tuesday night calls for weeks before I decided to ask anyone about ketones. So they're really, really, really powerful. So get with whoever, if this is overwhelming for you and you're like, I don't know where any of this stuff is, just make sure you get really connected with the person that you've enrolled with and their support line that they're connecting you with, because they'll make sure you know when all of those things are and help you best use them to grow your business.
Perfect. Thank you. I had to throw you on the spot because my dogs were driving me nuts and they were going to bark.
Okay. Mine, while you were saying that to me, mine brought me a tennis ball. I'm like, hi, why now? No, why not 15 minutes ago when I was standing in the kitchen?
So here's the deal, and this is fun. Here's another tool. So with all of that said, like Mandy said, when we're attracting and we're connecting, we're gonna have people experience or enroll. If there's one thing that you remember out of the connection piece, or one thing, I want you to get one phrase in your head and one tool in your head. The phrase is this: when somebody says, "Hey Steph, what's in your shaker bottle?" all I want you to say is, "What do you know about ketones and ketosis?" People might go, and if they give me that look, I always go, "You know, the keto diet. What do you know about the keto diet?" "Oh yes, I've tried that," or "I've heard of that." Or if somebody says like, "Hey Mandy, what is this drink ketones on your shirt? What does that mean?" "Hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis?" Or the keto.
I literally was like, "Is that what I'm wearing today?" Oh, it is what I'm wearing today.
I love it. Or like somebody says, "Oh girl, you're looking fine," or "Man, your muscles are getting bigger," or "Hey, why do you not need a nap every single day?" And you like, and all I want you to do is get this one phrase in your head. Whatever anybody asks you, you go, "What do you know about ketones and ketosis?" Or if you get the look, you know, the keto diet. Because what you're going to simply do is you're going to go, "That's what I'm doing. I'm drinking ketones. And this is the next thing I want you to remember. Watch this video." Or if I'm at a grocery store, we don't want to puke all over people. Maybe you feel like you know a lot. Like some people can over talk. You can be the expert. Sometimes you legitimately give them so much that it's overwhelming, like you might feel right now. All I want you to do is say, "I'm going to send you a video. Watch the 4-minute video and we'll chat." I don't care what it is. I still send the campfire video out every single day. That is a video that you have as a promoter. I typed it in the chat if somebody else wants to type it again, but all it is www.yourreferrercode.experienceketo.com. I send that out every single day. Anytime somebody asks me a question about ketones, it's the first tool that I use. Watch this video. That's it. Because it gives them a very basic understanding of ketones. Everything else will come. Everything between connecting them with a person or another tool, that's a part of this. So the last part, the E, is experience or enroll. Raise your hand if you came in and the first thing you tried before you became a promoter was a 5 or a 10-day experience. If you tried a packet or a couple packets or a couple of them, right? Most people want to try the product, and that's the power of being a promoter. So just so you are aware, if you bought the experience pack, that's where you would sell them for 5 and 10 days. Like, you can price them however you want to. Everybody's different. You can get with the person that is working with you and ask them what they price them for. There's not like a regulated Pruvit pricing system. The point of that pack is to sell it, to get it into people's hands, and make sure that you are working with somebody else too. So following up with them, setting expectations. We'll do all of that with you. But experience or enroll is just to get people to love the product. What's great is this. So for example, today I had people that said, hey, could I get a 10-day experience? Usually I would say, why, yes. They PayPal me, I mail them the product, I walk them through how to take it, they love it. Today I said, oh, but we do have a promo going on, which we're going to talk about at the end of how you can share it. But instead of selling them a 10-day, I actually flipped them to being customers because they saved 25%. And so they enrolled. They didn't quite experience the product yet. They directly enrolled. So we've got attract, connect, enroll. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Awesome. Mandy, anything else off the top of your head that you want to say about that? Okay.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. No, I think that's good.
Okay, so let's dive into some ways you can attract people. Let's start with social media, because I think a lot of people do use social media, whether you've got 100 friends, whether you've got 5,000 friends, anywhere in between, or you're just going to start, or you're an expert. Mandy's going to give you some tips and tricks on that, and then we'll dive into some face-to-face.
Hi guys. So this is my super favorite topic, and I'm going to try not to get too crazy because if social media is something that you're really, really excited about and you understand the power of using it to grow your business, we actually have some recorded Zooms where we've done some more in-depth training, and we do more in-depth training on this pretty frequently. So don't feel pressured, and this is more for me than it is for you. I don't feel currently pressured to teach you everything I know in the next few minutes. But if you're just getting started out, I want to share a couple of quick tips with you. First of all, as excited as I am about social media, I want you to remember this very important thing. And I'm going to use an example in order to help get my point across. Some of you, I see our faces I know, so you've heard me use this before. But if you went to, so for example, our local little baseball team, and I think big baseball teams do this too, has a 50-50 raffle at the games. So you go and there are people walking around and they sell raffle tickets, and it's a 50-50 raffle. So however many people buy raffle tickets at the end, if you win, you get half of it, right? So what if the pot was up to $1 million? And what if they called your name on the big screen in the middle of the game and said, I'm just going to call somebody random here. What if they said, Tina Lawrence, you won $1 million. And you can come and get it from the box office right now, but you have to bring 4 people with you. Like, you all are going to get $200,000. It's not $1 million for you. It's $200,000 for you and 4 of your best friends. I don't think the first thing you would do would post on social media and say, first 4 people who can get to the Padres game. And I don't live in San Diego, but that's the last baseball game I went to. So that's what popped into my head. The next 4 people who can get to the Padres game on my entire Facebook can split $1 million with me. No, that's probably not what you would do. Maybe you would. Maybe you're cool like that, and I would hope that I was watching your social media the day that you said that. But you're probably going to call your 4 best friends, right? Or your mom, or your sister, or you're going to immediately, your brain is going to go immediately to the 4 people you like the most. So I actually want you to think about that first before you ever go to social media. Sometimes it's really easy for some people, like, and it's for me too, to go to a place where I have a little bit of anonymity. I don't know how to say that word, but I hope you know what I mean. And then it is to talk to my immediate family, right? Or my immediate friends. But that's what I did when I found ketones. The first people that I called were the people that I loved the most because I felt really good and I wanted to share it with them first. And because if they wanted to come do this with me, I wanted them to come do it with me first, right? So I really just, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to think of the people in your life that you love the most, who you want to live longer, happier, healthier, lighter, more energetic, more focused, more pleasant, better sleep. Like, who do you love enough that you would want to gift that to? Or maybe it's even a coworker you don't really enjoy working with because she's super grumpy and like she needs ketones. Maybe the first person you thought of was like, oh my gosh, Linda in the cubicle next door to me, she's terrible and needs some ketones. Like, that's fine too. But like, think of real life personal examples of people like that you actually care about, and talk to them first. You know, hey mom, listen, I found this stuff and I feel incredible. And I know that you've been talking about how tired you are lately. And I really just think this would be huge for you. Like, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? I would really start there. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. And then I'm going to hope that you understand how powerful I think social media is too. So for those of you who are just starting out and you haven't shared this on social media, I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips that are just going to help make this process go a little bit faster for you. Number one, if you're not the type of person that constantly posts the things that you love on Facebook, like if you're not like, oh my gosh, you guys, I found this amazing pack of gel pens at Target and they write so smooth and you absolutely have to go buy them. Like, I'm the kind of girl that would do that. I'm the kind of girl that would have posted on social media, oh my gosh, I just went to the best restaurant. Oh my gosh, I just had the best massage. Oh my gosh, I just got the best manicure. Oh my gosh, I think I was selling people on the Benefit Brow Bar for years, like I worked there, right? And I didn't. So don't judge my brows now because I didn't do anything today. But still, you know what I mean? I'm that kind of girl. So it wasn't weird and it didn't throw people for a loop, and people interacted with me the minute I posted something about ketones. But what I find is a lot of people don't do that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't share, or maybe they're not even as active on social media as I was. So one thing I encourage people to do before you ever make a post about ketones, and if you already have, it's okay, you can still do this, is to just spend a day or so warming up your Facebook, warming up your Instagram. So like, I know you're excited to talk to people about ketones. So that's where you talk to the people that you love the most first. And then you spend today warming up your social media. So whenever we have a brand new person join our team and they want to make a post on Facebook, that's what I tell them to do right away. Warm it up. Ladies, you have the easiest job at this because girls like to give opinions. We love to give our opinions, especially on things that we feel like we know a lot about. So a great one is, okay, ladies, I need a brand new mascara, one that is not going to run down my face when I go to the pool this summer. What's your favorite waterproof brand? Or, okay, I'm over washing my hair every single day. Someone tell me your very favorite dry shampoo. Or like, women like to comment on that kind of stuff. Sorry, Anthony Simmons. He gave me the face to the hand emoji. Dude, I wish I were a boy sometimes right now because I literally, like, I can't even think of something a boy could ask about. But maybe like, hey, I'm headed. Okay, wait, I'm sure I can do this. Hey, guys, I'm going to start running. What are your favorite running shoes? That might be good. I don't know. Something like that. Or, hey, I'm going to change my oil myself this time, which I would never do, but maybe you could say that anyway. What's your favorite tip? Like, give me your best tip so I don't destroy my garage floor. Something like that. You know what I mean? But something to warm up your Facebook, because what happens when you do that is, A, you get a really good idea of who can see what you're actually posting, who's paying attention to you, what kind of an audience do you have, and then you can work with the people inside of Pruvit that, oh, Chelsea said, ask for wife-girlfriend gift ideas. That's amazing. That's a good one. Okay, so it gives you an idea of who's paying attention, and then you can work with your like support team, like the people who are helping you do this, to figure out if you need to kind of like bump up your social media game a little bit. But also what happens is when people start interacting with you and you interact back, oh, thanks, that's a good tip. Where do you get that dry shampoo? Oh, thanks. Hey, does it leave white stuff on your hair or is it pretty good? Like, comment back to each person. And what that does is it tells Facebook, oh, all these people want to see what Poppy has to say. Oh, all these people want to see what Susan has to say. Oh, all these people want to see what Tamara has to say. And if you do a post like that, and then a few hours later, you make a post about ketones, and then I'm going to give you some very specific directive on what kind of post to make, the interest that you're going to get is going to be higher. The amount of people who are going to see what you post is going to be higher. And that's what's important, because the more eyeballs that you get on it, the more likely you're going to get people who are going to ask you questions. So you've warmed up your social media, and you can do this all the time. So it's not when you first get started. I've been doing this for 3 years and I still do it. At least once a week, I do something that warms up my network so that I'm getting interaction and feedback from people. And it's also really cool because I see names pop up that I go, oh, well, Danny hasn't talked to me in 2 years, but she sure did want to tell me about her favorite dry shampoo. So that means this girl's watching what I do, right? So it's helpful. But then when you're getting ready to make your first post, and again, I still do this. It's a little harder now because almost everybody knows that I drink ketones, but in the beginning, this was really helpful, and we're going to ask you to do it as well. The key is to create curiosity. So I'm not going to suggest, and if you've already done it, don't freak out, because not everybody you're connected to saw your first 1 to 5 posts, so you're still going to reach new people. I would not have done this on my very first day. Oh my gosh, I love these ketones. Look at this stuff. I feel incredible. It has all of these benefits, blah, 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 blah. Here's some information I learned about when I listened to this doctor, and here's my link. That's not what I would have done. What I would have done was say something like this, or what I probably did do. I wish I could remember what my very first post was. Holy cow. Down 5 pounds this week. I'm so glad I finally found the trick. There you go. That's it. Maybe that's not your benefit, so we can talk about what your benefits are. Because actually, fat loss is not my favorite benefit, so now it's not really what I talk about all that much. The other benefits are my favorite, but oh my gosh, I'm down 5 pounds this week. I'm so glad I finally found the trick. All those people that wanted to tell you about their favorite dry shampoo are going to be like, well, hey girl, hey, I just told you about my favorite dry shampoo. I need you to tell me what this trick is. What trick? What trick? What trick? What'd you figure out? How'd you do it? Tell me, tell me, tell me. And you don't go underneath their comment and vomit all of the things that I just said either. You go, hey, I'm going to message you. Hey, I'll message you. Hey, I'll message you. Hey, I'll message you. Hey, I'll message you. And then you message them. Hey girl, I saw your comment on my post. You are going to freak out when you see what I found. Watch this quick video and tell me what questions you have. And then that's where you insert the video. And then when they have questions, that's when you connect them, like Stephanie was talking about, to the person that you're working with. Maybe your favorite benefit is that you sleep like a rock. Okay? Oh my gosh, for the first time in a long time, I am having amazing sleep. Praise the Lord, I found what I found. Or maybe you don't have to say praise the Lord. Maybe you don't praise the Lord for things like good sleep, but I do. I'm thankful for it every single day. So that is in my gratitude list, right? But do you guys get the picture? Does that make sense to you? So something that is going to create curiosity. That's what I love to do, is just whenever I'm reading over what I'm about to post, I think to myself, like, is this going to create curiosity for someone who doesn't know what I do, who doesn't know what I drink, who doesn't know what I'm doing? Again, a little bit harder the longer you've been doing it. But in the beginning, for those first several months, I mean, this is your bread and butter, is just creating curiosity. Or if you really if you feel really passionate about showing our stuff, because you know it all comes in these pretty colors. This is, I think, really, really iced, watered down Maui Punch from this morning. But like when this was filled up and primed, it was the most gorgeous fuchsia pink, right? I mean, this might just be the ice cubes left over after I chugged it. You know, you can post a picture of the drink filled up, no packets right away. You know what I mean? Like later that will come, but like in the beginning, for sure, I would not do that. I would be finding ways to be making people ask you what it is. And here's my number one reason why, and I'm just going to be completely transparent with you so you understand. And it's in a way, I'm doing it like, well, I'm just going to be transparent. If you do this, the people who don't want to ask you questions, if you post this, the people who are afraid to say, what is that, are going to go on an instantaneous Google search. And they're not going to get the same kind of information or support that you could give them, and they may end up ordering accidentally from somebody else. So that's just the nature of the beast. I'm that way about a lot of things. Like, in fact, I found ketones because I was Googling. So, you know what I'm saying? So like nobody put up a picture of this, but if they had and I didn't want to ask about it, that's what I would have done. So that's one of the number one reasons why I would say do it in a way that people have to ask you. And those are really my biggest tips. And I mean, we can go through, like I said, a whole social media training, but this is really focused for how you're just getting started. And that is the best way to really attract new people to you. So that's the attract part. And then we kind of went in a little bit different order, and then you're going to do that connect thing. You're going to connect them to the person that you're working with because you don't know everything, right? And I also just want to share this other little thing real quick, Stephanie. I was talking to somebody else about this morning. Your very best friend and your mom, you might not need to throw in a message with somebody else, right? Like my best friends and my mom were just like, sign me up. Like my best friend Jessica almost got in the car and drove to Texas to like beat down the door when I told her what this stuff did. Like she was like, can I go to the warehouse? I'm pretty close. Would that be faster than getting it? Can I buy it there? She didn't ask me any questions, right? My mom didn't ask me any questions. So I didn't need to third party validate. I didn't need to give them a bunch of tools. You're going to have influence over some of those people that you love the most right away. So also don't feel pressured that you have to do it if it doesn't feel right. But after that first handful of people that you typically have Thanksgiving dinner with, you're going to need support because people are going to ask you questions. And that's where, if you don't take advantage of all the tools that we have and the connection piece and help work with somebody, you might miss the boat a little bit. So it's really, really, because ketones are so powerful. This isn't a run-of-the-mill supplement. There is a million things that we can share with people and educate them on. So let someone help you do that. So, oh, look, Jessica's on. I didn't know she was on. She's at the beach on vacation. So I talked about her like she wasn't here, but she did say she was so fired up and she still runs to her kitchen every morning to shake up her ketones.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So I love that. And I'm thankful that you actually said the whole, what we call it, low hanging fruit, or the people that you know, or the people that like your friends. Like I did the same thing. So I had no social media presence when we first started. I told my mom, I told my sister, I told the lady that came to my garage sale that day, and I told the girl at my homeschool co-op. Like those are the people that I was like, they need ketones. So I love that. And I want you to be thinking too, it's not like there's one right way. Some people love to do social media. Some people will love face-to-face. Some people will love doing something called a keto life party, which is what we'll talk about in a second. I tell people, and I think Mandy agrees, I think I've heard her say this, I think it's important no matter what to prep your social media and to at least start having fun and utilize it a little bit, even if you're like, that's not going to be my main source, because I promise you, like, it's just, not the way of the world, but I don't know, like, it's just the way that people navigate things. It's the way that people go and watch people. And so, like, if you're prepping your social media, if you want help with that, we can help you, give you ideas of things to share in your hobbies. Like, we can do that with you. But I do feel like if you don't feel like social media is your strong suit, that's fine. Let's work on that in time. Would you say the same thing, Mandy?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think of it this way. There are some of us who are really great at having those, what we call belly to belly conversations with people. And I work hard to make that something I'm better at. Like that's something I'm working on, right? Where some people are working on growing their social media. It's why I wear shirts like this out in public. It's why I always bring a shaker bottle that says ketones so that I get into more opportunities to talk to people in real life. But it would be, I think it would be, even like you said, even if it's not going to be your very most popular, most favorite way to share ketones, I think it would be detrimental to not at least use it a little bit. Because I think about, like, you know, before social media, if you were growing a business like this and you were doing Mary Kay or Avon or Tupperware, or, you know, it was knock on this person's door or call this person and hope that they could connect you to their network of friends inside of their home, and then get somebody there to introduce you to their network of friends inside of their home, and get somebody there to, you know what I'm saying? And it was longer. Whereas, like, what would take you 2 months of doing that, you can reach that same number of people in 2 minutes inside of social media if you're doing it correctly. So it's just further faster. It doesn't mean it's the only way, but it's further faster. So I do think there's power in it. So I agree. Even if you don't think it's what you're going to use full time, I would still say take advantage of some of it, because it will help you.
100%. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to make a little switch, and I want everybody to understand something called a Keto Life Party. Now, when Mandy said one of the connection tools that we have is our Pruvit Promoter page, make sure that the person you're working with has added you in there. There's actually a little section called Learn. Like, if you go to our Pruvit Promoter page, it's our corporate promoter group, right? There's a little section that has some videos that goes over, like, social media. They go over 5 and 10-day experiences. We talk about the keto life. So all of these things you can go, and we can go more extensively on it, but something that Pruvit loves is, we love to say we're community-based marketing, meaning they want you to go in your community, not knocking on doors like Mary Kay. If you want to, you can, right? But we want to help people bring people into the home. And the people I'm going to have talk about what a Keto Life Party looks like, they're probably one of the, there's a group, they have a big group in Arizona, Lake Havasu, and then there's another group that, we have a group. So there's 2 groups that I feel like are phenomenal that have local markets, like tons of people, tons of customers, tons of promoters. There's another group in Kansas, and all they do is they talk to people. They do booths and tables and parties. And so I'm going to have Chris and Danny Webb unmute themselves. And why don't you guys share with people, like, what is a Keto Life Party? What does it look like? The expectations. Can you guys do that for us?
Hey guys, I'm Danny. Chris. So Keto Life Parties, I actually love doing Keto Life Parties. We were just talking to someone yesterday about launching her business with a Keto Life Party. It's not going to make or break your business, but it's really fun to get in front of people, shake up ketones, get people feeling good, and it's a great way to get product out there. And can you switch that back, please? Get product out there and get people, we call it lily padding. So you go from Keto Life to Keto Life Party. You know, and it's just a great way to network. So a typical Keto Life Party for us would look like, you know, wherever we're going to, if they're coming to our house or we're going there, we'll have like the ketones already mixed up before they get there. That way, when they come in, we start giving them ketones right away. Get ketones in their body, start talking about it. Play the campfire video, and really, like, don't overthink these parties because they're not scary. Some people freak out. They think they have to have a whole food spread and their house has to be perfect, and you want it to be duplicatable. So if your house is chaotic all the time, then be in a chaotic house. That way, if Sally's coming in and she's thinking about maybe she wants to do the business, she sees your house and your chaos and she's like, wow, I could totally do this, right? So you don't have to have the Betty Crocker perfect home house. We don't put out food. Excuse me. We don't put out any food. We just shake up ketones. We play the campfire video, and then we share a couple stories. That's it. While they're drinking ketones, we'll have a pad of paper and a pencil. Okay, you guys write down your favorite flavor, because we'll have them go through like five or six different flavors. Write down your favorite flavor on their pad. That way, when we get to the end, we can do your checkout, and we know which box we're going to put you with first, right? But that's really it. Like, I just did one yesterday, and it was about 45 minutes long from start to finish. So they don't have to be long and drawn out. They don't have to take up your entire afternoon or evening. The only thing I would suggest is, if you are doing evening Keto Life Parties, to serve uncharged ketones. If anybody's caffeine sensitive, because you don't want to keep them mulked all night, that'll give them a bad experience. Like, okay, these were great. I was cleaning my house at 2 a.m. what did you give me? But
Hey,
other
can you
than that, like,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was going to say, will you talk about how you invite? Like, how do you get people to invite? Who do they invite? All of that part of it?
As far as their, like, whoever's holding the party?
I think sometimes people are afraid to just invite. What do I say? How do I call them? Like, yes.
Okay. So, you know, like Mandy said, social media is like our ace in the pocket. You know, if you, you can reach out, private message anybody. Hey, I just started drinking this drink. It's amazing. I love it. Come over and drink one with me. Just come try it. And you can do a private group. Chris will put together, sometimes you do like a private group, and personally invite anybody to come to the Keto Life Party. You want to go into that a little bit?
I think we've done a lot of different things along the way, but
Yeah.
the most effective thing that's happened is like what Jenny just said, is to not be weird and just invite people over like you're inviting them to a barbecue. Like you're inviting them to come watch a UFC fight. Like you're inviting them to come just hang out, right?
Yeah.
Just come over and just try, come on over and try these out with me. If they say no, they're not interested. That's totally cool because we're not in the convincing game, right? Because the people that show up are interested. And those are the people that you want to talk to. I know that, or you want to finish?
No, go ahead.
I know that we've had, like I can tell you some mistakes we've made in the past. And then like in the beginning also as well, like I was way overthinking everything. So when Danny says keep it simple, like she's legit like saying keep it simple. Like I was so nervous and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do like I was thinking like Tupperware party. I mean, I don't know, right? So I'm just thinking like this and I'm thinking this is gonna be kooky. I'm not gonna be involved or anything. And what do we have to do? And a campfire video and like all stressed, right? And the truth is have a freaking ketone and relax, right? So when I experienced my first Keto Life Party, I actually had a lot of fun because the conversation was so fun.
Yeah.
Everybody felt great and everybody had questions about, what they can do moving forward. And so I'll share one of the mistakes that I think that we made in the past, is that we didn't shake up ketones soon enough.
Yeah.
So the conversation started flowing, people started asking questions, and no one's experienced any keto yet. Right. And then it's like, okay, now we're trying to play catch up and also wrap up the party almost at the same time because they're deciding whether they're going to they're thinking about it before they even come over. Right. Yeah. So to get ketones in their mouth right away. And like Danny said, use 1 cup. So that way you pour it and say, okay, hurry up, have that because I'm coming around with another flavor. They have to drink it. Right. There's no like 4 cups sitting in front of anybody.
No way. You're body slamming them with ketones.
Right?
You want to get them into ketosis as fast as possible.
Because as soon as they feel it, then it's just a little bit easier to have the conversation and talk about it. And then also depending on the size of the group too, I mean, don't feel compelled to play the campfire video. Like if it's just not feasible where you're at, don't worry about it. And another mistake that I've made in the past is trying to force somebody to watch the campfire video while there's conversation going on. Because they'd rather be a part of the conversation than watch the campfire video. Yeah. Right? So don't sweat it. And a lot of times you can also have people watch that. Hey, be sure to watch this video on your way over. Play it on your phone, whatever. Just watch it before you come over. And that way it'll answer a lot of questions before you get here because I'm no scientist, right? So I know that it's evolved over time and it gets quicker and quicker. The first ones, like they got to be ugly before they're good looking, before they're pretty, before they're beautiful. You know what I mean? You have to go through that process. But if I have any tips for you is just do it. Yeah. The hardest part is setting the date because you're so concerned about everything else. So I would say like leaving here, just set a date. Just say, okay, I'm going to do one within this next week. And then get together with whoever you're working with and say, what does it look like? What do I need to do? And then just do it. Just invite some friends over and have some keto.
Invite some friends over. Yeah, and anyone that's buying from you, like you guys are all promoters on here or thinking about being promoters. Here's the deal. Like if you have your first Keto Life Party and say your BFF is there and she's not drinking ketones, but you get her signed up on a box. Have her hold her own ketone party because she has friends that aren't friends with you. And then her friends are going to have friends that aren't friends with you. Like you're just using your networking. So it's, like I said earlier, we call it lily padding, but booking parties off of parties is a great way to grow your network. And we always, I'm sorry, I'll speak for myself. I always give them the like, okay, let's get you free ketones. You have your own party and the girls that are going to sign up are going to use your link to sign up. That way they're creating Pruvit bucks to get you free ketones. And anybody in their right mind is like, oh, heck yeah, I'm totally down for that. So like I just had one yesterday at the house and we've got 2 more booked off of that because those two girls want to get free ketones, and their moms work in dental offices, and they're all doing the keto diet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we'll go to the office if we have to. But we've got two parties booked off of that, because you're just growing your network, and all of that volume is going to go through you anyways. Why not get your friends free ketones? You know what I mean? They're going to be more apt to talking about them. But that's one key. Hi, Annie. One key is just don't try to get a party off of your party. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, because you've got other friends. But don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Feel out your crowd. Like Chris says, you may or may not need to play the campfire video if they've already seen it. Get ketones in their mouths right away. Give them 1 cup so that they have to slam, and you can pour, slam, and pour. And answer any questions. Share a couple stories, and then that's it. Don't make it a long drawn out to where people are standing around at the end. It gets in and out. It's pretty quick.
Perfect. Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say one thing just to touch on social media and keto life parties. So they're both super powerful. We use both. Yeah. Absolutely 100% super powerful. Some of the differences that we've experienced over this past year, social media is a little more surface based, as opposed to when you have talking face to face, you really develop more of a relationship. So the only reason why I say that is I just encourage it. I just encourage, if you have the opportunity to get face to face with somebody, I would highly recommend doing that, because you will develop that real relationship, and someone will really get to know you, and you can work together just a little bit closer, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. Both super powerful, and I think that absolutely everyone should use both. But I just think there's some things to recognize.
So I'm going to answer this out loud. We got a private message from someone that says, do we have boxes there for them to buy? I will check them out with a box. They're going to put a box in their shopping cart. They're going to check out. They're going to go on Today in Smart Ship. What I do to give them product in the meantime is I'll sell them on a 5-day. That way they have ketones to get them through until their box gets there. But they've already got, if they're planning on having a party anyways, they're going to have their referrer code. They're going to already be ready when they have their party, so that the girls that are ordering are going to use their referrer code, if this all makes sense, and get their own ketones. So their girlfriends that are ordering are creating Pruvit bucks to pay for their product, but they have to buy their first box. So that's, it's a good way, and it's just doing it. You're going to get the verbiage down. You'll get the flow. You'll feel out your customers. But no, we don't sell boxes. We do sell 5 and 10 days at our Keto Life parties, but that's typically just to get you through until your box gets there in the mail. So, and the more confident, let me just add this before we end. The more confident you are about your product, we very seldom anymore get price objection. Because we're very assertive. Okay, a 5-day is $35, a 10-day is $70. That's it. And so people aren't I know it's expensive and, it's 5 for $35. Be confident in the product that you're selling. I tell people they're going to pay for what they find value in, whether it's hair, nails, eyebrows, makeup, anything. If they find value in what they're paying for it, they have no problem paying for it. Doesn't matter what the cost is. So when you are very confident in your product and your company and your community, telling somebody it's $35 for a 5-day to get them through until their box gets here is a no-brainer. And if they can't afford it, then that's fine, but that's the way we kind of, that I roll people in. So I hope that helps.
I love it. I love it. The only thing I would add to that is this. If you're working with somebody that's not in your local area, Chris and Danny, we're in Kentucky and they're in Arizona, right? They're rocking the Keto Life parties. If I had personally enrolled them and they didn't know what to do, something you can do very easily, and I did last week, is I just zoom in to somebody's party. So we do this, is they have their friends over and they shake up. You can shake up. If you have 2 flavors, shake up 2 flavors. If you've got 5 flavors, you can do all of that, right? I mean, sometimes I'm having a Keto Life party tomorrow, and sometimes I'll have extra, so I keep it and store it. You want to know a really cool tip? And this is, I had a girl that said she has a Keto Life party all week. She tells people, she's a crazy busy mom. She shakes up 4 different flavors of caffeine free. She has a party on a Monday. Whoever doesn't come that says they were going to, they come throughout the week and she keeps them in her fridge and she just pours and they pop over and they pop over. I was like, that's really cool. That's a random side note. but I have Zoomed in. So I'll pop on a Zoom, I'll share my story. People will sit there at a table, or they'll be at a doctor's office, or wherever they're at, chiropractic office, or they'll be at a coffee shop. I'll share my story and help answer questions. So we are all willing to do that for you as well. And so don't be afraid to ask that person that you're working with, going, hey, I'm going to have a party. This is my date. Can you Zoom in and help me? So that's super helpful. So I hope that the ACE, the attract, connect, enroll makes sense, whether it's social media you're attracting on or face-to-face. It's really just inviting people into the conversation, and then you learn as you go and you let us work with you. The biggest thing I would love to have people on here, just make sure you get with a person that you're working with as a promoter and let them know your goals so they know how to coach you. Like, do you want free products, first of all? Awesome. Let's do that. How do you do that? You get 2 customers on SmartShip, right? Like, let's do that. And then let's figure out your next goal. Is your goal like $500 a month or whatever the case may be? Like, let us know your goals. Is your goals to, like, maybe you came, well, I'm guessing everybody on here, a good chunk of you came in July, and you get to run after that crazy $10,000 bonus if you got one of those packs in January. I'm so sorry. Hey, go that way, please. If you did that, let those people know, like, let the person you're working with going, I want to reach that goal. How do I get it? And we will tell you how to do that. And so really we wanted to hop on here and help you understand that this conversation isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to be simple. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Campfire video, and get ketones into their mouths. Mandy, is there anything else that you can think that you wanted to cover?
No, I think we did a really good job. I think those are some really good basics to get people started. I would just say the number one, and oh, look, one of my friends who's on is asking, I want to know more about this $10,000 challenge. Yeah, so if you don't know what that is, clearly I did not do a good job. If you don't know what that is, get with the person who you've enrolled with and just ask questions. So I think that's my next biggest tip. Like, this isn't your launch, now go do your thing, right? We're all here to help. We're all here to support. There's somebody that, like, there's multiple people, but there's for sure at least one person every single day who wants you to win and wants you to win big and is going to help answer all the questions you have that pop up or get you to somebody who can. So you are not in this alone. We all want you to be successful. This isn't something that you've joined and now we're like, have fun, see you later. So make sure that you stay connected with the people that you've been connected to since the beginning. If you're only connected to the one person who told you about ketones, say to them, who else is here to support me? Get me as many people as you can, because if you want to do big things, like, it takes a village, right? So this is not meant for you to just get this and hopefully these notes were good and off you go. We are here for you. So stay plugged in. Make sure you're on all of the team Zooms that we do. Like, just stay plugged in, because we have all the tools and resources and support for you, and we'll get you to the person who can help you the best whenever you have a question. So that's the only other thing I have to say.
That's perfect. I love it. So we are going to let everybody go. Remember this one thing. We have the Christmas in July. So for tonight and all of day of tomorrow. So think of those people that Mandy said earlier, the low-hanging fruit, meaning the people that you already know, like, and trust, the people that you know want to feel better. And don't be afraid to go, hey, girlfriend, hey, friend, hey, sister, hey, mom, hey, aunt, hey, neighbor. Like, I found something that's changed my life. I've never felt better. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Because I need to tell you something. Or, like, leave just anything. Like, I've got something you need to try. Come over here right now. I don't care what it is, but, like, don't be afraid to ask or have fun or reach out to those people, because people can save a lot of money. And something a lot of people that have been around for a while, Pruvit is really great, and we're really heavy on the customers, but we're like, it's great because we don't have to pull people to be promoters. What I want you to know is this. We've made a little bit of a shift this month, and people have been more vocal about the opportunity and sharing this with other people. And you'd be shocked at how many amazing promoters are coming in going, I had no idea there was an opportunity. If you know somebody, then you're like, I'm just going to wait till they ask. Now is the time to just tell that best friend or tell that sister or tell somebody, like, I found something that I'm going to do that I'm so excited about, I'd love to share the opportunity with you. And we actually have an opportunity Zoom we recorded from last week. If you want that, let us know or connect them. And so have fun with the July promo. We appreciate you all. Stay connected and keep it simple. So we'll let y'all go. We did it under an hour. Have a great night. Woo!